Okay, we're on. Hey guys, Bobby Clue here with the Pulaski County Chamber of Commerce back again for our 9th virtual ribbon cutting. Very excited about this. We're out on a very warm and windy afternoon here. We're in the Tradewind Shopping Center. I'm here with Jay Brainerd and the staff from Jay's Pharmacy. And we're right here. Live TV, that's what happens. We are right here. It used to be a Shell, the best looking version of this place it's ever been. This used to be a Shell gas station. We're right up here next to Rose's in the Tradewind Shopping Center. And Jay, how you doing today?
Well, we're doing good today.
So a lot of people know you as their friendly pharmacist from Kmart.
Yes.
So Kmart closed and you decided to hang your own shingle.
Had to do something, and wife said I couldn't stay home, so it was back to work.
I know the feeling. I know that feeling. So how long have you been a pharmacist?
Been a pharmacist right at 30 years.
Oh, wow. So you have got probably a big clientele.
Got several friends back with me already, and looking to add more new friends.
Fantastic. I always like to ask people their backstory. I love a good origin story. So how did you get into pharmacy? Did you have a passion for chemistry when you were younger, or how did this happen?
No, actually I was looking to go to the Air Force and do some flying, but then the Lord had other plans actually.
Sure.
And had a heart murmur that wouldn't let me fly, and I had a couple of friends that were looking at pharmacy, and I thought, well, why not? Give it a shot. And they went on and did other things, and I did pharmacy.
30 years later, here we are.
30 years later, here we are.
Well, I always enjoy hearing those stories. I think it's interesting just to get to know our businesses and our owners, and that's one of the things that we're going to do today. I was talking to your wife earlier, who used to be one of my teachers when I was in school. You don't get any more local than I do. I run into somebody, I'm always like, that guy was my buddy, this guy was my buddy's brother, this is my teacher. So, chemistry. I was not destined to be a pharmacist, I can tell you that. But, there's a lot of pharmacies here in our community. We want to talk about what makes you different. So, it's a little loud out here. So, how about we go inside? Maybe we can see your store, and we can talk a little bit more in there. Can we do that?
Sure. Come on in.
I probably need to introduce your staff as well.
Hey, well, just come here, Lana, real quick. We'll just do it right now. This is my wife and boss, Lana, and she moonlights as a chemistry teacher in Southwestern. Then we have Pam on HR, and she's worked part-time with us, Pam Godby. Glad to have her along, and she keeps us straight, make sure we're following all the hiring and firing rules. We haven't fired anybody, so we don't really worry about that yet. Robin Vinoy is one of our techs. She has been at CVS for 5 years, I think. And now she's come to the right pharmacy, and we're going to get things rolling here. So she keeps us straight that way. This is Max. Max is my favorite son, favorite third child, and he does some teching for us on the evenings and in the weekends until he goes off to UK this fall. Then we got Mackenzie's our other tech. She's doing wonderful. She followed me from Kmart, and glad to have her with us. She's really moving along. And she's going to college part-time and actually full-time starting this fall. But we're glad to have her in the meantime. So thank you, Mackenzie. Sheila Eaton, she comes in and takes care of our finances a little bit and harasses people at the drive-through window on a regular basis. Does a wonderful job at that. So we're glad to have Sheila with us too. And this is Stacy Kelly. She's our little ray of sunshine every day. She's our encourager. She's a very good encourager with a nursing background. And we're converting her to pharmacy, so we're glad to have her work.
And she knows everybody in town, so that helps.
Everybody, so that helps, and everybody knows her and loves her to death. So that takes away from those people that don't like me. They like her, so that's all right.
That's good. That's good.
And this is Gideon, my youngest son, and he's more of a gridiron guy, but he's going to learn some pharmacy tech in the next few years if this football doesn't pick up. If football doesn't pick up, he's going to be teching.
Right on. Well, let's go inside and we'll check it out.
Come on in.
So definitely the best version of this that this gas station's ever been. It looks completely different now. It really does. Once you cross the threshold there, looks like a pharmacy.
Well, if it wasn't for the awning.
Sure.
The awning's the only thing that really makes it stay looking like a gas station.
Well, it's a neat compliment. We were talking with your wife earlier, and you're going to kind of be like the Kroger click list of pharmacies. You can pull up out front, and they'll run your order out. I mean, that's pretty cool.
We're not saying that if we get busy enough, that's not on the table. We've thought of that. We've thought of the bank tubes out to that, and that.
Sure.
But for right now, if the drive-thru's full, it's a great place where they can go and park. On hot, sunny days, they're in the shade. On the rainy, nasty days, they're out of the rain there for a little bit. And we can wave them back through the drive-thru when it's time, or call them, send them a text, whichever way we want to communicate with whoever's out there.
Sure.
So it's a great little place, and it's got Wi-Fi, so they can watch kids in the back seat. They can still watch some videos on Wi-Fi through here. And
Sure.
So it's a handy-dandy little place to have.
Well, you're conveniently located. And again, for anybody that just might be tuning in now, you know, Jay's Pharmacy is located right here in the Tradewind Shopping Center. We're right in front. I could hit a pitching wedge, and I could hit Rose's front door. So it's really close. This used to be a Shell gas station. Again, best version of this place it's ever been. It looks fantastic, and I would say, you know, you're centrally located to probably accommodate just about anybody, especially, you know, probably even up all the way to Science Hill and more. You know, you could probably accommodate just about anybody.
And we're very much centrally located. There is Science Hill and South, and it's just everybody. Everybody comes into this part of town at some point in time.
Sure.
Each month, if nothing else, not each week. So it's very conveniently located.
Well, that's probably important, especially for a lot of your seniors that you know need to, you know, they probably are traveling less right now due to social distancing and all these different things, and staying at home and being safe. So it's probably good that you are centrally located, so they can get to you quicker and get back home.
Right, and finding that drive-through on the upside of the building has been a little bit of a struggle, but once they find it, it's worked out really well, and several want to get out because, you know, they don't get out very often. So I try to push all their medicines together, and they're saying, well, let's spread them out so I can come see you more often. But that's okay. We love our seniors. We love all of our patients. We really try to, I guess that's probably the niche we're going for, is you're not just a number. You're not just a statistic for us. You're a patient. And a lot of our patients are family and friends. We've had several drop-off meals and masks in this day and time. We've had several that have made us homemade masks and brought by, and not only for us, but they've shared them to where if we have somebody in the community that needs them, not like we have a great supply, but if somebody drives by and needs one, we're welcome to share those, and they'll make us some more and bring it back.
Sure.
So we really appreciate our seniors and the ladies that do that for us.
You know, so one of the things that I heard in there that I'd like to have you touch on even more if you can is just that hometown feel of a pharmacy. You know, there's a lot of choices for pharmacies.
Sure.
In our community, and this might be a chance for you to give yourself a shameless plug on why they should come here as opposed to those other pharmacies. There's nothing wrong with that, and you know, I think what you talk about is a lot of, you know, treating people like family, having that local connection to the community. So maybe you could touch on that a little bit.
Well, I try to pull people's prescriptions together. So one, I'm trying to save people trips. A lot of our patients, or many, have multiple medications, and then if they have one that comes due this week and one the next week, then they're continually coming back. And we try to work it out where we can either automatically fill it for them so they're not having to remember. That also helps with compliance, because if they come back and say, well, I still have half a bottle of prescription left, then we've got an issue. Are they forgetting, and why, and what we can do to help them with that. But putting their prescriptions together so when they do come, they make an efficient run. Gas is back down now, so we don't have to worry about that. But in the past, gas has been high. People were limiting their trips, and we put all their medicines together where they get it all at one point in the month or twice a month, and we have that worked out for them. And then, like I said, we have great staff. They all have their friends that they like and the patients that they pet on, and that works out really well. And I have a good selection of patients coming back to me from Kmart, and I always want to keep up with them and how they're doing. But, you know, we want to treat them like family. We take care of them. We want them to be healthy. And if they have questions, I've got time to talk to them.
Well, you know, one thing also comes with that local touch is just kind of the interior of the store, the small things that, you know, the over-the-counter drugs. You know, you were talking to us earlier that you might not have that here, but you can order anything for these people and you can get it for them. So if there's something that they need, you can go that extra mile,
Right.
make that extra effort to actually order those things for them and personally make sure they're here for them.
Unless it's masks, thermometers, or anything to do with COVID, then those aren't available. But they're available here some places. But thermometers have been tough, so I mean, we've got them on order. But anything else that they have, we're glad to order, and we can have Monday through Thursday. We'll have them the next morning. Usually our order's pretty early, so we can take care of that really easily for them.
Well, that's fantastic. I really enjoy the hometown atmosphere. You know, one of the things that the chamber really, you know, the backbone and the pillar of what we do is, you know, supporting local businesses. And, you know, we really appreciate you being a member, and it's great to get out and just, the whole point of us starting to do these was out of necessity. You know, we couldn't do an in-person group ribbon cutting. We couldn't bring a bunch of people together right now, so we started doing these virtual ribbon cuttings. They've gone over great, and we're going to continue to do these. But what I love about it more than anything, Jay, is that it gives us a chance to get to know you and your business and your employees, and just learn more about what you do. Because I don't think every pharmacy is a one-size-fit-all. Right. And I think you're showing us that today. So I really appreciate that.
Well, we have the drive-through. You don't have to wait. Like I said, we try to push people through. We can stage them out front. That's been the complaint we've heard from several of them. They get stuck in that drive-through, and they're trying to back out to go get their kids after school when school was in, and they were stuck. They couldn't go forward, they couldn't go back, and we try to circle through pretty quick. I think you're out of time because Bill's back there trying to start the wave.
We're okay. He's doing that.
Oh, okay.
Bill's okay. He's just kind of keeping us on time here.
Okay.
You know, because
right.
Sometimes you and I gotta feel we can get long-winded. We can probably talk for half an hour.
We've got a little while to go here, yeah.
No, it's good to have an opportunity to get to know our members, and in particular, just, you know, see what sets them apart and what you're proud of. And it's great to see your wife and your kids here, and just get to know your employees, and just see the facility. Because is there anything else that you'd like to talk about? I know you touched on the drive-through, and you've touched on, you know, the local kind of interpersonal connections.
Well,
Is there anything else?
the medicines, then immunizations are going to be big. So we'll, as soon as this kind of.
So for athletics and things like that, they can come in. Can you do shots here?
We do
the flu shots?
We do the flu shots and pneumonia, and the shingles vaccines are the big ones that are start back up here as soon as CDC relaxes some of these regulations. And so very shortly those will start picking back up.
Let me ask you a question, and this is just off the top of my head here. Do you think there will come a time where pharmacies you will go there to do COVID testing at all? You know,
it's already coming.
Is it?
I mean, it's coming. It depends on the pharmacy, but you know, it depends on how much time and tech help you have.
Right.
And everybody, but it's already been, it's in the rolls.
Okay.
Happening. So.
Well, you know, you guys are on the front lines of everything going on, and you know, obviously at some point there'll probably be a vaccine, and you know, you guys are going to be everybody in this country will be incredibly busy. But it's interesting to have your take on things. Have things been slower for you guys, or how's that worked for you all since, you know, for the last 2.5 months or so?
Well, like we discussed earlier, we've really pared down what we've had over the counter because we don't have anybody coming in the store.
Right.
So that has slowed us down that way. And then, of course, our lights got messed up in an accident a few weeks ago, and they've not repaired that, so people can't turn in as easily and get out. So that slowed us down a little bit. But I've got a lot of faithful patients from Kmart, and people sorry to see West Somerset close, and when they transferred, got several new patients from them. So we're excited to have the new people that we're getting to know, and they're getting to know us, and we just try to take care of people. I treat them like I would treat my family and get things done for them that way.
Well, you know, 30 years of experience is not something to scoff at. I mean, that's, you know, you've got connections in this town, but more than anything, you've got 3 decades worth of experience.
Right.
And that says a lot about yourself and this business right here. So I want to thank you for taking the time to do this today.
Oh, I thank you all for coming.
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm glad to you know, come in here and check this out. And I want to thank everybody that's tuned in today on this Thursday. We will be putting this back on our Facebook page. We'll be putting it on YouTube, our website. But I want to thank everybody. It's a real blessing that we get a chance to go out and we get to do what we do. I don't ever take it for granted. I want to thank everybody and tune in. We're going to be doing more of these. Next week, we've got our 10th installment from our virtual ribbon cutting series. So thank you all so much. I want to thank Jay from Jay's Pharmacy, Tradewind Shopping Center. Now, Jay, before we leave, how can we get a hold of you?
678-2784.
Do you have a Facebook page, website?
mygnp.com, is My Good Neighbor Pharmacy. We belong with them, and that's the easiest way on that way. They've got our location on there, and where you can transfer and do refills.
I know you've got a Facebook page because I found it.
Jay's Pharmacy.
Sure, Jay's Pharmacy. I mean,
Jay's
it's that
Pharmacy, that's
easy.
it.
And the address here is
400 South Highway 27.
yeah. So in case you don't know where Roses is, I don't know how that would be possible, but it's right here in the Tradewind Shopping Center. And again,
We're in the gas station.
you're in the old gas station. Yeah, absolutely. It's the nicest gas station in town now.
That's right.
Well, again, thank you guys. Be safe and tune in next week for more of these virtual ribbon cuttings. Thank you.